Hey guys, how are you? And thank you for joining in. And I still forgot to put my microphone and set up, but that's okay. We're going to move on. This microphone from this phone works just as well. And let's give the people a few minutes. Hope all is well, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good night so far. It is 7:43, and it still feels like 9:15. So it's still early in the day. So I hope you all doing some shopping and getting some stuff squared away. But I just want to chime on a little bit. But before I get started, I just want to let you know, guys, I'm reaching out to my Marines. Your wish has been fulfilled. Of course, you know I will represent my branch. There you go, or branches. But anyway, guys, I just want to show you that. But yeah, on the back it says, Semper Fidelis. The legacy of the U.S. Marine is a faith in focused educational coloring book that honors the courage, discipline, and enduring legacy of the United States Marine Corps. Through bold illustration and devotional reflection, this project invites readers of all ages to explore the hearts of the Marine service, from battlefield readiness to humanitarian care, from historic traditions to future innovation. And that's how I visualize the U.S. Marine Corps. Forgive me, I got this thing getting kind of warm in here, so I'll break it up. But this is the Semper Fidelis, the globe and anchor, the eagle, globe, and anchor. All right. Of course, the clouds moving out the way. And it's U.S. United States Marine Corps. There's nothing like it. It is under the Department of the Navy. And you guys are okay. And the coloring books comes with a lot of things. Look, right here. Just want to show this with Queen. Marine Corps founding, birth of the Marine Corps. Happy birthday, U.S. Marine Corps, 1775. Also, happy belated birthday to the United States Navy. And happy belated birthday, 1775, 250 years, United States Army. Sorry, Air Force, you came much years later. So we'll have our day as well. So, one of the things I wanted to put into this book, this coloring book, is some educational information. One of the things I have added, and I just wanted to chat with you, is of course, the birth of the United States Marine Corps was autumn 1775, as the winds of the revolution swept through the American colonies. The Continental Congress faced a daunting challenge: how to defend liberty against the might of the British Empire. The war was no longer a distant threat. It was at their doorsteps. The colonies needed more than brave militiamen on land. They needed warriors who could fight at sea, storm enemy ships, protect vital supply lines. On November 10th, 1775, inside a bustling Philadelphia tavern known as Tun Tavern, the Continental Congress authorized the formation of 2 battalions of Marines. These Marines would serve aboard naval vessels trained to fight both on ship and on shore. Thus, the United States Marine Corps was born, forged in a tavern, which basically is a bar. That's why you get your good bar fight. Baptized in war, destined for glory. And this is just a little illustration about the Marine Corps. Of course, remember the old symbol of the Marine Corps. And, of course, the tavern. It's not exact to a science, but close enough. And I hope you Marines out there like what you see. Of course, the 1775 Marines. Now, they weren't used much, but they were vital in the sea lanes in protecting ships at harbor, ships on voyage, underway, and to keep the bad guys from boarding the ship. On Fort McHenry, the Battle of 1812, September 11th, 13th. This is a little history about the Marine Corps battles. They earned it. I give the Marines that. They participated in the Mexican War, not just the War of 1812, and part of, and they were also the ones who marched into Mexico City with the United States Army. The Marine guarding ships during the Civil War. They didn't play a major role during the Civil War, but they did contribute. Okay, they did one beach storming on right Atlantic and North Carolina coast, 1862. A lot of folks didn't know that. I'm gonna skip a couple of centuries. Marine Corps focused on amphibious operations, 1921. Did you know the Marine Corps developed its aviation back in 1935? Yes, they did. That's why they added the Aviation Corps. All right. Let's take a look at some of the weapons. Of course, you got the drill team. A female Marine. Look sharp in their uniform. Marine doing drilling ceremonies. Of course, the drill sergeant is screaming at a young Marine. If you notice, whenever there's a drawing, some of the drawings, there is a globe and anchor right there nearby. And as the Marines challenge themselves. I'm going to focus this on Marine, then I'm going to skip to the next one as a separate video. That's what I'll do. But I wanted to show the Marine Corps, of course, Marine One and the history about Marine One. Very important piece of equipment. Korean War. Marines have served and fought. Vietnam. Through the jungles of Vietnam. And of course, let's not forget about Iraqi freedom. Iraq War, the first Gulf War. And know there's a global anchor every time. On just about every page. Okay. I don't know what branch, but you can fly a combination of Air Force assets, equipment, Navy equipment, and infantry, like Army infantry equipment. I just don't know, but Marine Corps is unique in its own. So you got the MQ-9 Reaper remote pilot. Anybody who wants a job, there are different MOS, AFSC, MOS that's available for the Marine Corps to do, like military and Marine Intelligence, MOS 0210, or Marine Personnel, MOS 01. We'll deal with human resource. Our Army equivalent is the 42 Alphas. And so there's that anchor and globe again. Infantry is MOS 03. Anybody could relate to that? And I made sure I got it out the Marine Corps official website. This is what I've done for you, my leather necks. My brother-in-law, who passed away, who served in the Marine Corps back in the 80s, and he was a grunt too. My fraternity brothers, they were Marines. I have a number of brothers that were Marines. Of course, drill sergeant, drill instructor, MOS, as they screaming at a young private. That's probably like Vietnam era. Of course, Marine MOS 11. Maintenance. So if you don't do ground pound, you want to do building maintenance or laundry, you got it. We also have engineers in the Marine Corps. MOS 13. Just like our engineers in the Air Force is 3 Echo 431. That's for our civil engineers in relation to water treatment and plumbing. Hi there, Heather. How are you? Good to see you. Talk about the Marine Corps. My intent was to talk about the patch, but I wanted to share a little bit about the Marine Corps because they bugged me so much about creating a coloring book for them. I did one for the Army. I did one for the Air Force, my branch, and the Army, my branch, and the Navy, in honor of my grandpapa. So the Marines, information maneuvers, these are the guys who track and provide information out there, video information. And then you got the Marine information maneuvers again, and they're pretty good. Now, I'm not going to say what they do because MOS 17 is unique on its own. You can find out and get with your nearest recruiter. Ground Ordnance, MOS 21. And MOS 33, that's your food service, Marines food service. I know. I'm just... Why would an airman show Marine stuff? Well, it's quite simple, my dear. I like to share information. Make the decision. So when you think of Marines, don't think of them as ground pounders all the time. You also got Marines motor transport. It's like their equivalent of the Army 88 Mike and the Air Force. I can't think of the MOS for that, but these guys, if you don't transport equipment, guess what? The Marines don't get no ammo. You got your finance management for the Marine Corps too. I'm zigzagging so you can see the whole thing. Kind of hard to do that when you got a portrait page. And let's see, I'm not going to talk about recreation, MOS. I'm not going to talk about legal service. You got legal service in the Marine Corps as well. You have meteorologists and oceanography, MOS 68. I think this is a good one for anybody who want to be in weather. Because, weather makes a big difference. Then you got the airfield service, MOS 70. You got, which is your fire department, your Air Force mechanics, aviation department side. And I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop right there and look at one last thing. And, of course, I can't talk about everything the Marine Corps has, but you get the point. And then you get a certificate of completion of the Semper Fidelis, the Legacy of U.S. Marine Corps coloring book. That's certified. You print your name, okay? Has completed the journey through Semper Fidelis, the Legacy of the U.S. Marine Corps, honoring the courage, sacrifice, enduring spirit of the United States Marine Corps through creative reflection and patriotic engagement. And all you got to do is print your name, sign it, and there you go. And there's that globe and anchor right there. And that's pretty much it, guys. Great book. And if you don't like that book, I got Christian books as well. Oh, I couldn't do this. There's no way I could do this earlier or before the patch. Remember, Semper Fidelis, United States Air Force. I'm going to redo this. But I served in the Air Force too. Honoring the anchor. Yep, anchors and honor. Anchors and honor. United States Navy. Can't tell anything about your Army strong. Who? Airborne. Aim high. All right. I'm going to stop right here, guys, and I'll come back in a few minutes just to talk about the patch. But I wanted to share a little bit about my new coloring book. So if you like the coloring book, go to wearelivingthefinishedwork.com, which is our official bookstore with tons of books and or you can go to Amazon.com and type in my name. Either way is fine. All right. I hope you all have a good day. I'm going to go ahead and do the next. I'm going to definitely do the talk about how the patch is on day 5. Okay. All right. You all have a good day.